What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got some big bad news. I did not even know about this. I just recently made the video talking about all the news that we knew was probably going to be coming up and to get excited about it. And we see the first thing coming to us is a bunch of Toon Chaos reveals, including a ton of reprints, a couple of imports from the OCG, as well as two of the brand new cards, both chaos oriented. No Toon stuff just yet, but those will come, just not quite yet. So some really cool stuff here today. And before we get into anything, I do just want to go ahead and I guess just throw a quick shout out to everybody who worked with Konami on this and just got this news out, because we have TGS Anime, all these guys I guess paired with Konami to do like cool videos for all this cool Yu-Gi-Oh news. So TGS Anime, Rufio, that one's way lower. How does this even work, man? Whatever. Rufio, of course. I'm going crazy, man. Game Hog, It's Brad AZHD, Digital Hat Productions, and of course Farfa and Rev's cards as well. So getting into the meat and bones of this video, though, let's start off with our two new cards, right? Before anything, let's just start out. No, actually, well, whatever. We're already here. Okay. Let's start off with Chaos Space. Now, this card is absolutely insane, okay? This is the Chaos card. This was revealed by Rev's cards. It reads as follows, okay? It's a normal spell. It says, send one light or dark monster from your hand to the graveyard. That's cost. Add one light or dark monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand, with a level from 4 to 8 and a different attribute than that monster. So essentially you're going to have to send a light or a dark and add the opposite attribute. So if you send a light, you got to add a dark. If you send a dark, you got to add a light. It has to have the clause in its text saying it cannot be normal summoned or set. That's very important. That very much limits the pool of cards you're able to search here, but that does not close it out completely. And its level has to be 4 to 8. So some stipulations there, but overall, pretty good. You can search some good cards there, and we'll get to that in a minute. Second part of the card here. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished light or dark monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set, and place that monster on the bottom of the deck. Then draw one card. Now, really what this does is you're essentially discarding a card for the first effect, which is pretty much a 2-for-1. You're giving up 2 cards, getting 1, and this essentially replaces that immediately. As long as you can get one of those monsters that can't be normal summoned or set banished, this card is just going to let you redraw and reset that card back into your deck. And of course, you can only use each of those effects once per turn. That makes sense, right? So yeah, this card is an insanely good search card, and it gives you a little bit of recovery with the draw and resetting your deck. I really, really like this card so far. So when we go and look at all the cards that could matter here, that's where I'm interested, right? So let's go ahead. Whoa, that's not where I want. Yeah, okay. So when we get to the cards that actually make sense here, and I want to go through these pretty quick because there's a good amount of them, but I want to kind of zoom quick. First, of course, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy the Beginning. Very good card, but not a particularly good card going first, so maybe in a going second deck, this could be interesting, but still obviously a powerful card. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I think this one was too good, like meta-wise, but if you're a Blue Eyes player, Blue Eyes does have some synergy being a light deck with big light monsters, and could work with some dark stuff to potentially work with this card. I could see it happening. There's like little extenders like Diana the Light Spirit as well as Luna the Dark Spirit, just being little, like just quick banish a light from grave to summon it, banish a dark from grave to summon it. Unfortunately, you have to discard a card of the opposite type to summon them, or to even just search them off the search card anyway, so it would take a little bit of extra setup to get these ready, but still interesting. Judgment Dragon. Now this one I do think is interesting because I always think Light Sworns are kind of like waiting in the wings. They're waiting for the right stuff. We have that new synchro that's coming in Rise of the Duelist. We have and then now we have all this chaos stuff coming. So this will help. The Nemesis stuff helps them a little bit, has some synergy there. But pretty much the idea here is they tend to work the Light Sworns tend to work with like dark attribute decks, just because you can a lot of dark attribute decks like being in the graveyard, so they work well with the myriad of different mill effects that Light Sworns have. And so just being able to search Judgment Dragon once you've set him up, this card kind of makes it so yeah, if you wanted, you could just play one Judgment Dragon because he's searchable off of this card and stuff like that. So that could be something interesting there. I don't know, but just it could be something. And then for the big ones, these are the two most important ones in my opinion: the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and the White Dragon Wyver Burster, for one specific reason. Now I want you to think about this as I go through this play line, right? So imagine you activate Chaos, this new Chaos card, right? You discard, let's say, a Dark Monster. Any Dark Monster does not matter. You can search the Wyver Burster. You already have a Dark Engrave now, so you can just banish that right away to get the Wyver Burster out. You have not used your normal summon, so let's say you put any other monster on board, and now you can link Wyver Burster off. As you do this, Wyver Burster will let you search for the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, in which case you just put the Wyver Burster in grave. So now you can banish the Wyver Burster to get the Collapse Serpent out, right? That's your third link material. You already made a link 2. From here, if you activate the Chaos card's graveyard effect, you would then be able to put the White Dragon back on the bottom of your deck because it is banished and it is a light or dark monster that cannot be normal summoned or set to draw a card. So you draw a card off that and you reset the white, because now if you link off the Black Dragon will actually be able to get its effect to search the white again. Now you'll be able to special summon the white again this turn because both of their summoning effects are hard once per turns, but that is another free body next turn to take advantage of, or discard fodder, or whatever. You know what I mean? You do actually get that card, and that's one thing. It does slightly raise the ceiling of these dragon cards just a little bit. So I thought that interaction there was like particularly interesting because normally they can't get that second search. There are only 2 bodies that they equal to, but this time it's 3 with this card, and I think that's really spicy. Next up is the prize card, Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon, and also this is confirmed for a reprint, I believe, in the Dragons of Legend. New set coming out in a couple months here, so that's pretty cool. Very, very powerful card. We've seen it. It was being really, really abused in Thunder Dragons. Yep. Chaos Dragon LEVIANEER. This is another one. This is a huge one. This card will definitely be abused in whatever probably deck that uses this card. Dark Arm Dragon. That's another one because this is a deck that's will probably be used in a deck that just like kind of can manipulate the graveyard by banishing stuff pretty easily. You could probably manipulate the graveyard to have exactly 3 dark monsters fairly easily. So this card could easily be abused. Iron Dragon Tiamatron. This was just an interesting one. I think with the Link era being over, or at least Master Rule 4 being over, this card loses some of its utility, but it's interesting and it is searchable off the effect. Orbital Hydrolander. This is another one. Like if you can manipulate the graveyard, get 5 monsters with different names. This card is a pretty powerful card, and this is also kind of going to be used in probably a deck that wants cards in the graveyard. So even that mill 3 is also another quick bonus there, getting extra resources out of that. So pretty cool card there. Overtext Squatless. Mainly just I only threw this in there because dinosaurs are like a prevalent threat in the metagame, and so this is a card that is interesting. It's searchable off that, and then if you can get it to grave by any card effect, you would be able to search an evolution pill and get to resolve it, so that's pretty nasty. Thunder Dragon Duo. This is another one. Thunder Dragon card, like, already has synergy in Thunder Dragons, but we'll get to that in a second. And yeah, that's everything that we have there, but there's one more target I wanted to look at real quick before we get to the I guess move on, and we'll do it at once, okay? Because the next card is the Chaos Creator. This is the other brand new card revealed by Farfa here. This is a new Chaos monster, and we'll read it together here. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. You must be special summoned from your hand by banishing a light and a dark, specifically, from the graveyard. If you control this card that was special summoned from the hand, you can target 3 banished monsters with different names. As cost, special summon 1 of them, then place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. You can only use that effect once per turn. Now, basic classic Chaos stuff, banish a light and a dark, get it on field, nice. 2300 attack, 3000 defense, nice stat line, I'll take that as well. From there, he is a Thunder, keep that in mind. He is level 8, okay, basic stuff. So he is searchable off of our new Chaos Space card as well. What's really interesting is a second effect, because the second effect is pretty cool. You target 3 banished cards. That is any 3 banished monsters, by the way. So if your opponent has anything banished, you could target one of those if you didn't have enough in yours, or if you just want to get their cards out of the banish zone, that's up to you. Shuffle them back, but you special 1 of them, and that's where like the key is, because that's the extendability. He's already banishing 2 monsters just to get himself on field, so all you need is the ability to get 1 other monster banished, or your opponent to banish 1, to make that effect live, and then his extendability becomes pretty nice. The other thing to consider is he is Thunder, so he is searchable off of our Thunder Dragon Fusion. The fusion card for the Thunder Dragon archetype, very nice card. Searches any Thunder, so you can search an extender like this. And cards like this in Thunder Dragon are very, very strong and dangerous because all the Thunder Dragon cards get an additional effect when they're banished. So you banish them just to summon him out, then you get some effects, then you just summon one of them back. And this card could be extremely dangerous in Thunder Dragons if Colossus ever came to 1, because that was a legit argument for a while. Still probably is. I've heard people over the months, just you'll hear it every once in a while. Somebody's like, we could have Colossus to 1. Could we now? With Creator, this card also can just be like tributed for a Colossus as well. So pretty nasty. I'm curious what this means for Thunder Dragons. Definitely is a boost to them. Potential like Chaos Thunder Dragon build would be interesting. I'm curious what people end up coming up with there. And then I guess I don't really think I need to go over the reprints today, but at least just going over the unrevealed cards or the OCG imports at least. We have Code Generator. This is a card we've been waiting on for a minute. This is a Cybers card. It's really nice. One of those cards that, like, if you can make a Code Talker monster from, if you can link into a Code Talker monster, you can use it from hand as link material, and then it gains an additional effect. This one I think will like either Foolish Burial, a small Cybers monster, or add it to your hand, which is pretty nice, just getting you additional resources there. We also have the Equip spell from the Warrior Strike R structure deck in the OCG. It's a nice card. It's not like the craziest thing in the world. Like it gives like weird protection effects and battle phase shenanigans to your monster, as well as the ability to get an additional normal summon. It's not crazy. It's fine. I think it's like a respectable card. But I don't think it's crazy by any means. But it could be something in like the new Infernoble Knights for sure. Could be a thing. And then the big thing for Infernoble Knights and potentially other just warrior decks as well is Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. This card is crazy, man. If you don't know what this card does, you haven't seen it in the OCG just yet. He pretty much like jumps out of the hand pretty easily by just banishing any equip in the graveyard, and then if it attacks a monster, you can equip that monster to himself. And his last effect says, if a monster effect is activated, you can quick effect send any equip you control to the graveyard to negate the activation and destroy the card. So he's a monster negate. He jumps on the field really easily. He's already 3,000 attack, and he helps like just steal monsters off your opponent's board. Very, very good card. Specifically in Infernoble Knights, this card could be the card that makes them a potential legit like tier 2-ish threat, and I'm actually looking forward to that a lot. I'm definitely going to be looking at building that deck. But yeah, those are the only 3 imports we got. We got a bunch of reprints confirmed, but like nothing too crazy past the extravagance. And then we got these 2 guys. These guys are really, really good. I think Chaos Space is a really nasty search card. And I think Chaos Creator could be a really good extender, specifically in Thunder Dragons, but also other decks too. I mean, he still just like fits the bill for like generic just like extender for those kinds of decks. So we will have to wait and see where everything goes from here, what other chaos cards get revealed, what tunes get revealed. But of course, guys, you know I will keep you updated on that. And I think that'll do it for me here. Of course, leave your comments down below what you think. If you think I missed any specific interactions with the new cards, Chaos Creator or Chaos Space, as always. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'll keep you updated on Yu-Gi-Oh! News. We got deck profiles coming. We got discussion videos coming, all that stuff. So subscribe for more, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.